Hey everyone, welcome back to UBChef. We had a week off last week, so we're all well rested and ready to get straight back into it. Valentine's was absolutely amazing. Sorry about the videos, we had a bit of a technical glitch, learned a lot. So really sorry that that video wasn't back up, but we're straight back on with this week's dishes. So we've got the bread and then we've got the starter mains and desserts as usual. Remember that we've got Mother's Day coming up. Mother's Day menus all online. We've got Easter menu. So there's loads of menus online now, some really nice dishes. So have a look online. If you've ordered for this week, thanks very much indeed. I really hope you enjoy it. We're of course going to be carrying on with this UBChef. It's been really well received. Me and the team were loving this as well, sending all of our dishes across the country. So yeah, let's get going now. Recipe book's all ready to go. I'm going to take you through the dishes as normal, simple to put together, maximum effect on the plate. Let's get cooking. So our weekly bake this week, we're doing lovely crackers, Moroccan spice crackers. So I'll come to you all in a lovely little box. So basically all you've got to do, take them out. You can serve them room temperature if you prefer, but I like to get those spices all warmed up. So just get it on a tray, drizzle it, rapeseed oil, olive oil, depends. I love the rapeseed oil because I love the colour. Tiny bit more seasoning if you prefer, and then they're going in the oven 2 minutes. There you go. And then what we're going to serve with it, baba ganoush. So baba ganoush, this is like a roasted aubergine puree. We've charred them over here on the solid top. So I'm going to get my puree warming up. So it's charred, I've got lemon juice in there, olive oil like mixed into it, lovely little dip. And then all I'm going to do is I've got a little pot of risotto rice, which I'm going to put my crackers in. And I've got a little dish for my baba ganoush. So lovely little way to start off the meal. Remember the puree, it just needs warming up, that's it. It's already cooked, it's just, you can serve it room temperature if you prefer, but here at UBChef we've been this week, this is best served warm. So quick warm up on there. It's almost ready to go. Crackers, almost done. That's it, all good. And then just load your baba ganoush into a dish. You want a nice wide dish here so that you can really sort of get that cracker in there and scoop up as much dip as possible. That's all ready. Then let's grab our crackers out and then just break away. So see how them stack them into that risotto rice. Get a nice bit of height on it. There we go. And get them all arranged. You can smell those spices coming up on there already. Really lovely. Last one. There we go. So, lovely little way to start. Toasted Moroccan spice crackers, baba ganoush. Hope you enjoy our weekly bake. So first starter for you this week on the fish course. We've got a tagliatelle of cuttlefish. So this is cuttlefish, it's been cooked, sliced very thinly. Serving that with little tender stem broccoli, sprouted broccoli, cuttlefish ink cracker. So you see with this it's tapioca, cuttlefish ink, which we've dried out and then fried very quick. I've got some sliced radish to go with it. And then we've got a soy and bonito dressing. So really lovely, like nice and salty, touch of lime. Start off by getting your broccoli in the oven. It's going to be in there for about 3 minutes, no longer. The cracker's going to go in for 2 minutes. And then what we're going to do, I've got my serving bowl all here. Take a little of your dressing. As always, give it a good stir. So it might have separated out slightly in transit. And then put a little bit of that dressing onto your cuttlefish tagliatelle. So obviously I say tagliatelle, there's no pasta in this, it's just where we've made the shape sort of out of the tagliatelle, the cuttlefish itself. A little bit more salt I'm putting in there. And then what I want you to do is use a pair of posh tweezers if you like. Get some of that in your bowl, like so. And try and kind of arrange it so it looks like almost like your bowl of pasta. Then I'm just going to get my crackers in, I'm going to pull my broccoli out. And then what we'll do is get some of those pieces of broccoli just kind of like sort of like stab them in, so you can arrange them going around the dish nice. So you don't have to use all of it. I'm just putting a few pieces on there. Then I'm going to get some of my radish pieces. We've just done these into ice water for you. So real lovely vivid colour. Nice little crunch on there, and the pepperiness of course. So that's all going to go in. Then I'm going to go a bit more of my tagliatelle. And then we'll get our cuttlefish cracker out shortly. So just last few pieces there. I'm just going to go a little bit more broccoli. I'm going to trim just a little small piece just for the top. There we go. And let's get our cracker out. Watch you don't burn yourself. And then, first of all, a bit more dressing. See how I'm going to spoon that all over. So you want a good bit of that on there. Then we're going to go get our cracker. I'm just going to break off some nice pieces and arrange it. And just putting that cracker in the oven will just like re-crisping it as it goes. So there we go. A few last pieces in there. And then a little bit more radish. Like so. And just finally, I'm just going to go a tiny bit more dressing on those radish pieces I've just put on the top. And there you have it. So this is my cuttlefish tagliatelle with a little soy and bonito dressing, a lovely cuttlefish cracker on the top, sliced radish. Hope you enjoy the first starter. So up next, I've got a terrine of chicken. So in here we've got the roasted chicken, and then we've got confit chicken going through here as well. Artichokes, little cannellini beans, Savoy cabbage as well, and it's all wrapped in a nice little layer of serrano ham, which has just been brushed just on the inside of a lovely bit of Pommery mustard. So you've got all those lovely layers going through there. Really, really important with this terrine, let it come up to room temperature at least 15 minutes before you eat it. Eating this fridge cold, you're not going to taste all the flavours from all the different ingredients. So 15 minutes, let it warm up. Let's get our brioche toasting. So either do that in a toaster or under the grill, whichever you prefer. And then I'm going to put a little bit of rapeseed oil or olive oil, whichever you prefer, just on the top of the terrine. Use a little palette knife just to kind of spread that across, and instantly you've got that beautiful shine where you can see all of the beans, all the artichoke in there. And then just, again, tidy up the edges, make sure it's all nice and straight. And then I'm just going to get a little fish slice onto your plate. Again, make sure all those sides are lovely and straight like so. Then what we've got some chicken skin here. This is just the chicken from the thigh. Just going to put it under the grill. You don't have to warm that up. It's really nice if you warm it up just before you serve it. And then truffle dressing just here. Just got a touch of sherry vinegar in there. Nice little bit of seasoning. Smells gorgeous. So make sure that's all stirred up before you plate it. And then we've got this beautiful prune puree, which we've soaked a touch of tea in there as well. I'm going to give that a little warm, just to make sure it's up to room temperature only. And then don't forget your brioche. We made it so when you put it under the grill, it will toast very, very quickly. So have a look at that chicken skin. That's all lovely, nice and crispy. Turn the brioche, turn it over for the final toast. And then just taking the chill off with that prune. See it, beautiful and smooth. Let's come back to our brioche. Almost served. Lovely. So, the way I like to plate this one is take a nice spoon of the puree on the top. You can put it on the side if you prefer. I think it's really, really nice where you can eat the brioche with that prune all worked in, and then just use a palette knife and go around and smooth it over the brioche. There we go. Okay. So that's all nice and smooth. I'm going to put a tiny bit of molten salt just onto my terrine. Really like it when you go in, get a little bite, that little fleck of salt. Let's put our brioche just on the side, and then pieces of that lovely crispy skin, like so. There we go. So lastly, our dressing. This is just again to cut through all those rich flavours that you've got in there. So without sherry vinegar, a little bit of truffle. There we go. So that's my terrine of confit chicken. Little roasted chicken fire in there as well. Artichokes, cannellini beans, Savoy cabbage. Lovely little prune toasted brioche on the side and crispy skin. Hope you enjoy it. So my vegetarian starter this week is this lovely butternut squash Bavarois, and it's got a little sep jelly just set on the top of it, so you've got this clear jelly which we've clarified, and underneath a lovely golden Bavarois. So what I've done with this, just let it come up to room temperature, again really important so that you can taste everything, and then garnishes. We've got a couple of lovely little samosas which are going to go with it. They've got pine nuts, crushed baked squash in, and then smoked feta cheese as well. So they're going in the oven. Want to be in there for about 5-6 minutes, just until they're like crispened up or hot, ready to go. And just whilst they're heating up, I'm going to show you how I'm going to garnish this. I've got little sage leaves here, which we've done in this lovely little thin tempura batter. You can warm those up. I'm just going to just quickly flash those under the grill. And then also I've got these pickled mushrooms. So we've got a little selection in there, chestnut mushrooms, we've got some gnocchi, and then I've got a little Madeira dressing as well. So again, make sure you give all your dressings a good stir, just because they can, again, separate out slightly in the transit. So let's start to build this up. Little re-crisping on there. So mushrooms, and again, play with a little height, colours. We've just done these that's a little simple sort of sherry vinegar pickle. But you don't want to cover it up completely. You still want to be able to see that lovely jelly underneath. So a few nice mushrooms on there, and then what I'm going to do, get my sage leaves and almost just sort of poke them into that top of that jelly. There we go. A few more of them. Then dressing. And just drizzle that around. And again, where you've got the rich Bavarois, it's got that sweetness that butternut squash has. So this again, lovely little vinegary little note to go on there. And then let's get that onto our serving dish. And then once your samosas have been in, make sure they're crisp before you serve them. Yeah, they're good. You can leave them a little longer if you prefer. But these ones have not been made that long, so they're already crispy. And all I'm going to do with these is I'm going to serve them just on the side, just so they don't kind of melt that Bavarois if we stick it on right on the top. And there we go. Lovely little squash Bavarois, crispy sage on the top, and some lovely little samosas to go with it. Hope you enjoy this vegetarian starter. So, on to main courses now. The first one, Gilt head Bream. So, we've got this lovely fillet of Gilt head Bream here. We've just scored it really lightly, and then we've torched it on the top, so instantly you've got that lovely charred flavour which you get from the skin of the fish. Really nice. That's going to go into the oven about 6 to 8 minutes. You can put it under the grill if you like, but where we've already charred it, the oven is much better. So 6 to 8 minutes in there. At the same time, these lovely little semolina gnocchi. So it's just some mashed potato which we boiled up. It's got some nutmeg in there, seasoning, also into the oven. And then garnishes. Obviously spring is well and truly sort of on the way, but we're still holding on to some of those kind of wintry ingredients. Here we've got Brussels sprouts, just want to make full use of them, real favourite. What I've done, I've taken out off the outer green leaves and we've kind of just blanched those so you've got this vibrant green colour, and then the inside we've shredded up finely, and then I've got this little fricassee sauce just at the bottom. So white wine, cream, I've got Pommery mustard in there as well. This is going to go on some heat, and all you want to do with that is bring it up just to the simmer. Everything's cooked in there, so it's not going to take too long. And then the garnishes, we're making full use of the sprouts. We've got the crispy sprout tops here, just like the deep fried seaweed. This is just sprout tops, very finely shredded and then crispened up. And then a cockle vinaigrette. So in here we've got the cockle meat, and then I've got a lovely vinaigrette with some shallots, more Pommery mustard, touch of cider vinegar in there as well, and that's just going to go on room temperature onto the dish. So we'll be back in about 5-6 minutes once our bream's cooked, and we'll get plating up. So bowl all heated up, ready for my bream, which is just about ready. And then you see here I've got my sprout fricassee, all my cream is all heated up there now, and also I've just taken the chill off of the cockle vinaigrette, just in a pan. You see all those lovely cockles in there, nice and all shallots ready to go. Let's grab out the bream, so carefully does it, all hot. And then there's our semolina gnocchi there as well. So nice and easy presentation on this one. Take your good few spoons of your fricassee, and where you've got the nice vibrant green leaves in there. So quite a bit of that on. And then what we're going to do, get our bream fillet. And you see that's where we've torched the skin for you. You just get this lovely little, almost crisp just on the top of that skin. So that's all going on the top. Then we're going to come back with some of our semolina gnocchi and just sort of sit those on top of the fricassee. Really nice freshly grated nutmeg going through them. So that's those. Cockle vinaigrette. Let's take our cockles first of all. Let's place a couple on top of that fillet of bream so you can see them. They can get lost a little bit on the plate. And then of course some of the juice from there, which is the cockle juice. Touch of white wine in there. And then all that's left, take some of your little crispy sprout tops, and I'm just going to put a nice little spoon. Don't want to cover the whole piece of fish, just a little bit of it. There we go. So really nice, lovely colours, all those different greens in there, signifying spring is well and truly on the way. Lovely grilled fillet of bream, cockle vinaigrette and semolina gnocchi. So this main course brings back loads of memories for me. Hare Royal, when I first went to Wintringham when I was about 20 years old, Wintringham Fields, Germain Schwab, he was a chef there, 2 Michelin star, and this is one of his signature dishes. So it's the fillets of the hare. What you do, you get serrano ham on your board, you make a force meat with the leg, green peppercorn, shallots, garlic, mustard in there. Then you spread the force meat over the ham, put your fillets of hare a little bit in the middle, and then you roll it up and you sort of poach it, the ballantine, and then you get these lovely little sort of fillets of hare down the centre. Now it's coming to you already seared, just on the end. All you've got to do, get it into the oven. So that's going in now. About 8 minutes, it's not going to take too long. And I'm going to get pomana, which I'm serving with it. Mainly used to serve roasted potato, but I didn't want to put that with it because I remember we used to take quite a lot of tellings off when the roasty wasn't right. So we've got roasted carrot in there, roasted shallot, and then this is sauce grandonneur. This is made with all of the bones from the hare, and it's finished with red currant jelly, mustard, touch of bitter chocolate, bit of cream in there as well, thyme, garlic, shallots. That's what's going to go on the heat just going to bring it up to heat very, very slowly. You don't want to boil it because remember the chocolate's in that. So we'll be back in about 7-8 minutes. Important to rest the hair for a couple of minutes, and then I'll show you how to put this main course together. So, nice warm plate, all ready to plate up. Let's get our hair out. Let's put the hair just on the board. A couple of minutes, that needs resting. Then I've got ash baked celeriac going with it, roasted carrot and shallot, and a nice little bit of pomander on there as well. And then remember our sauce, just up to the simmer. You can see how it's glistening. It's full of, it's got that red currant jelly in there, touch of cream, really, really rich sauce. You don't need too much of it on there. So what we'll do first, let's lift out our pomander carefully, drain that off. I'll put it on my board, make sure it's all nice and neat. And that can go just at the top of the plate. Now I'm going to get my little roasted shallot. That's going on the next. And then this lovely piece of ash baked celeriac. You can see where we peel it, and then we sort of almost char the outside of the skin from the celeriac, and then we coat it back in it, and then sort of braise it in the oven, and you get a lovely like charred effect on there. And then let's turn around, and then let's get a nice piece of roasted carrot just on there as well, like so. So a little clean down, all ready for our hair now. So with that, you can put it on whole on the plate if you prefer. I like to just sharp knife and just very, very carefully slice through, like so. And then a tiny bit of seasoning, not too much, just got serrano ham around the outside, and then we'll just put it just on top of each other, like so. That's going onto the plate, and then let's turn that around so you can see. Tiny bit of our hair sauce just on the top, make sure that all glistening up. And then a little bit over the shallot, and then just around. Remember, you don't need too much of the sauce. As I said, it's really rich. And there we go. That's my fillet of Hare Royal. Back from the days cooking with Germain Schwab, with the pomander, of course, ash baked celeriac, roasted shallot, and a roasted carrot. Hope you enjoy this one. One of my favourites. So vegetarian main course this week, I've got this watercress risotto. It's coming to you as the rice, which has been cooked in the watercress liquor. And in here you've got parmesan, you've got a bit of butter, you've got the rice of course, and then what I've sent you with is the cooking liquor. So in here there's like watercress puree, there's a really nice black truffle oil in there as well. What you want to do, put all your cooking liquor into the pan, like so, and then get it onto the heat. And this wants to come up, first of all, to the simmer, and then you want to cook it for about a further 4 minutes. 6 minutes if you like the rice a little softer, but just keep a stir of it as it comes up so it doesn't stick. Next, what we're going to do, I've sent you with this little dice of potato. Take some of your dressing, a little truffle dressing there, take a little spoon of it, just on top. And again, that dice of potato is just going to go onto the heat. And then the remaining garnishes, we've got fresh watercress here, which is going to have some of the dressing poured over it to dress. And then this little interesting chap here. This is a whole cured duck egg yolk. So what we do with this, we cover it in a little salt, sugar, some lovely little fresh herbs in there. We cure it, and then we dehydrate it after, and you end up with this sort of egg yolk, which is quite firm, but we're going to grate that using one of these little microplanes. If you haven't got one, little grater's absolutely fine. So once it comes up to the heat, turn it down and just make sure it's simmering away. Keep stirring it, and that butter and the cooking liquor, which has been sort of cooked with the rice, where it's really starchy, it's going to thicken see it starts to go lovely and creamy. Keep a little eye on your potatoes, and then let's grab a bowl all ready. Let's get that under the heat. And then take a touch of your dressing, as I said, give it a good stir again. Dress over the watercress, tiny bit of seasoning, and that's our watercress all ready to go. We've got our yolk. Potatoes literally just want to be turned over in that truffle dressing, just to take the chill off. Little stir of our risotto rice again. You see, as it cooks, it will absorb all of this liquid that we put in there. So keep that stirring. Our bowl all ready to go. We're just about ready to plate. So keep stirring again. This is all seasoned as well, ready to go. So if you prefer, add a little bit more salt, but make sure you give it a taste just at the end, because then the parmesan will have melted, which is quite salty. So you see, it's all starting to thicken up now. Turn the heat up a little bit more. You can see that already. See how that's lovely and creamy. Let's get that back over just to finish off. We're almost there. You want one of these little spatulas which kind of loosens it all off as it goes round. Let's turn our grill off here, it's a little bit hot. So there we go. Almost there. There we go. It's all good, I'm happy with that. I'm going to give it a little taste. Lovely. And then with the risotto as well, where it's come off the heat, keep stirring it and it will thicken further as it almost comes off the boil. So, all ready to go in the bowl. Just flatten that out with the spatula. Then let's get our diced potato. Remember, this has just been dressed in the truffle. Looks really nice with that lovely vibrant green risotto underneath it. So, nice dice. Then we're going to go with our fresh watercress. Just try and like pile that on so you get a little bit of height. And then it will just leave us with the egg yolk, which is almost like sort of your parmesan that you're going to grate over the top of it. A little bit more risotto, sorry, a little bit more watercress. There we go. And the yolk, as I say, I've got my microplane, and then see how I'm just going to grate that. Do it from a nice height. It's just a really nice alternative to the usual parmesan on the top. There we go. So, little risotto, watercress, truffle, and cured egg yolk grated on the top. Hope you enjoy it. So, on to the desserts now. We've got a baked caramel tart first of all. This is a super recipe, lovely smooth caramel centre. This is going to go in the oven about 2 to 3 minutes. Again, you don't have to warm it up, but I think it's really nice just with the chill taken off. Garnishes for the caramel tart. We've sent you with a little meringue. So this is a lime meringue, and we've just hollowed out the bottom of it for you. I'll show you why in a second. Let's get rid of that little eco tub. And then 3 garnishes. You've got banana and lime puree, just here. You've got confit lime zest. And then this is a little diplomat cream. So again, lime and banana flavour there. Just take a knife and just cut the end off of your bag. I'm just going to get rid of the end there. And then let's get a meringue, hold it up the other way, take your diplomat cream and just pipe that full of the cream. Okay, you can put a bit extra in if you prefer, and just leave that just all ready to go. And then we've got our puree. What I'm going to do is take a good little stir and take a good spoon of it just on the edge of your plate, and then either take the back of a spoon or your palette knife, and you see, just put it on the top and just give it a little chefy swipe across the plate. Okay, so that's all ready to plate. Let's grab our caramel tart out the oven. Make sure you've got a spatula to hand to lift that on. We're gonna take our meringue, just sit that on the top, then straight onto your serving plate, like so. Hot tray out of the way, and then let's get a little bit of that lime zest. I'm just gonna put some pieces. Again, we've got that rich meringue, it's sugary, so you want a bit of lime zest, which has got a tiny bit of bitterness to it, but also a real lovely zesty flavour. So I'm just going to garnish a few pieces, sort of just falling to the side. Don't make it look too placed. A few more on there, sent you quite a few. And there you go. First dessert for you. Lovely caramel tart, banana and lime puree, and of course that diplomat cream in the centre of the lime meringue. Hope you enjoy it. So next dessert for you is a Rum Baba, which we've done quite a few times before, always really popular, so we brought it back again. We've spiced it this time, so it's got some cloves, some cassia, little spices going through. Let's get this in the oven first of all, about 3 to 4 minutes. And that's just going to bring the whole little sponge back up to temperature, and then when it goes into the syrup, it will make it really absorb that syrup even better. The syrup here is a citrus syrup. We've got some grapefruit zest in there, we've got orange, lemon, lime, and of course it's got lots of rum in as well. So bring this to the heat, just to simmer, take it off, because of course you don't want to burn off all the alcohol, and then get your bowl. We've got citrus salad, all going to go with it, and we've got a chantilly cream just here. This is apricot glaze, so you'll have a little pot of this. Make sure that goes on the heat, and you just want to bring that again just back to just below the simmer. Whilst that's happening, let's take some of our citrus segments. I'm going to arrange some of those in my bowl, and I'm almost creating a little base on which my Rum Baba is going to sit. So in here you've got orange, you've got pink grapefruit, I've got some blood orange segments in there as well. A little bit smaller blood oranges, which when I got them in, but still lovely and sweet. So let's get those. Let's get some of my little blood orange segments in between, and then you've got the confit zest of each of the fruits in there. So let's keep going around. You don't have to go to all this time, you can just kind of get the salad in there, but I think it's nice spending a little bit of time just to make it look beautiful. So a few more segments, like so, and then once you've placed all your segments, let's get some of that zest and just place that over the top. Lemon, grapefruit, orange. There we go. Like so. So that's my little base all ready to go. Let's get rid of that. And then syrup is just come up to the boil. Remember, we're going to take that off straight away, and then the baba, just bring that out. And that will be all nice and hot now. See, it's lovely little shape, lovely little kind of outside to it, and you need that because when you soak it in the syrup, if you haven't got that lovely little crisp outside, the baba can fall apart quite easily. So syrup is nearly all up to temperature, and what you do is simply get your Baba and into the syrup, okay? Rum. Lovely. So, let it clean down whilst we're waiting, and then I'm just going to bring it back to the simmer. My apricot glaze, see that? That's all bubbling. Let's bring that off. And then, see what I'm doing here? I'm basting the Baba with the syrup. So, I'm just going to give that a little bit more heat before I bring it over to show you. Need to get a little induction pan just over on the side there so I can cook on the pass. But here we go. So, see here, get your syrup and keep basting the Baba. You see how it almost starts to grow. That's as it soaks up all of the syrup. That's the whole idea of the Rum Baba. And turn that over. Keep basting. And you can leave it in there just to sort of soak up as much as it can. And then I'll just show you here what I've got in readiness. I've got a plate just with a bit of absorbent paper. You can use a little J-cloth if you prefer. But make sure you've got that because you need something to draw out that moisture, the excess moisture once it's soaked. So here we go. See how that's gained in size. And at this stage now, you've got to be really, really careful because see how that crispness has gone. You see how it's very, very delicate. That's because of course it's soaking up all of that beautiful rum syrup. So keep basting. Okay. I'm happy there. Right, gonna get a little spatula in there just to help me get that out. Like so. Let it drain, especially if you've got two of them. Maybe do one at a time. And then sit it onto your absorbent paper. Just remove our syrup out of the way for the time being. And then get your apricot glaze. And the idea here is just dab your Rum Baba. Look at that straight away. Lovely, glistening shine. Ooh la la. Here we go. Almost ready. Look at that. See? Straight away. Beautiful shine on the Baba. Without that apricot glaze, it just isn't the same. Here we go. Keep dabbing. Beautiful. Let's get our glaze out of the way. And then onto your spoon. Very, very careful. Sit it just in here. A bit of a clean up before we go. And then take a knife and very carefully see, just cut a nice little line in there. Look at that. You see all that in there? See how delicate that is? Beautiful. All that sponge, all soaking up. And then what I'm going to do, got my chantilly cream just here. Take a hot spoon and then get your spoon into your chantilly cream. See, little turn, all it needs. White the base. Open up your Baba and sit a lovely little canal of chantilly cream inside. And there you go. That's my Rum Baba, spiced, lovely little citrus salad, chantilly cream. Honestly, I can't wait to tuck into this one. Hope you enjoy it. So last dish this week, the cheese course. It's back to a UBChef tasting cheese course this week. Remember, we send you with all the cheese tasting notes. So if you like, you can memorise all of these and then get rid of it and enthrall your guests with your amazing cheese knowledge. We've got some really nice ones on here. All you need to do is carefully cut open the little vacuum pack, and in here you've got all your cheeses, little wax paper just on the top. Really important, again, I know I say it a lot, but it is important. Let your cheeses warm up room temperature. French, of course, keep it in the cupboard. So anyway, Cheeses here, what we've got Isle of Wight soft, so we've got 2 cheeses from the Isle of Wight this week, Isle of Wight soft and Isle of Wight blue. And then I've got a lovely Manchego, I've got a Comté, 24-month-old Comté, and we've got a really lovely rich Tallagio on there as well. So all you've got to do is simply take your cheeses in tasting order. I don't want to get them kind of touching each other, so that the tastes are all nicely kept separate. And just arrange them in taste order. I'm just going off my cheese notes just on the side here. And then lastly, Isle of Wight blue just there. And then the garnish is what we're serving with it this week. Chili jam, really nice, especially that Isle of Wight blue, it goes beautifully. So it has got a bit of a kick to it, but just a little bit, it's beautiful with it, just on the side. And then you've got these sesame crackers, so it's got black sesame seeds and white in there. I'm just going to put it in my little fork and just sit some of those crackers like so, or put them in a little dish, maybe filled with risotto rice for example, just so you get a lovely little bit of height to it. So that's my cheese tasting. You've got your cheese tasting notes to go with. Perfect way to finish your UBChef menu. Hope you enjoy it.